This reminds me of like holidays when I was a kid. I used to have a MP3 player and my little like soft earphones, and I would be like 6 or 7, like walking around like the pool with my little like floaty and listening to. I was a child and I was listening to Michael Bublé singing
in the pool like an old man. I love it. Hi, I'm your host Ndai, and welcome to Soundtracks, the podcast where we share the personal connections we have with music and how these connections influence our emotions, our memories, and our experiences. Thank you for coming here today, and thank you for trusting me with your time. So, my guest today, I am so excited. So let me just tell you a little bit about why I'm excited. So last month, I decided to do something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, which is go to this concert called So Far. And if you don't know what So Far is, it's basically you buy a ticket to a concert where like you know where the area is, but you don't know where exactly you're going, and you don't know who's performing, and it's like a surprise on the night. And I've been wanting to do it for a long time, so I decided to go last month, my birthday month, something cool. And there are 3 artists, and one of them was my guest today, Jackson. And he came on and he sang his first song, which is Woulda Shoulda Coulda. Great song. Played it a lot today and yesterday and the day before that. And then he did a cover of Sam Sparrow?
Yes.
Sam Sparrow's Black and Gold, a song I've loved for the longest time. And it was one of those things that like I had to like keep myself from not singing with, because it wasn't about me. But it was really great. And then he closed with To Be Loved, right?
With What Did I Have?
Was it?
Yes.
Was
the
it
last song.
Yeah?
Yeah, What Did I Have?
Really?
Yeah, To Be Loved was third.
Did you do 4 songs?
5.
Oh my goodness, great. Yeah, you're right. I was looking at my snippets that I had. But yes, there we go. Jackson is an artist from South London, and his voice is great, guys. I will link all the songs and all the stuff at the bottom. What am I listening to today? The acoustic version of Move was where I was at the whole time. But Wash My Hands is also a really great song. So I'm going to link all of them below. But thank you for coming, Jackson. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm alive and functioning.
Just like, I don't want to answer the question.
Wait, I'm here. So I'm asking the questions
I've
here,
made
not
it
you.
to today. We're doing all right.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Yeah, I've been good. It's been quite a busy week for me. But yeah, I'm glad to kind of like decompress and just have a really casual conversation about music and kind of get to talk to you. Yeah. Just a fair warning, I sometimes break out into songs. So apologies.
Okay, great.
In advance. It happens a lot.
Fair enough.
Cool. So the first thing we're going to do is play song association.
Fun.
Give you a word, give me a song. Doesn't have to be in the lyrics, just whatever comes to mind.
Okay.
Your first word is church.
Oh, Take Me to Church.
Take Me to Church.
Hosea.
Why?
Great song. It's big, it's soulful, it's got, and it was the first one, I'm sure it's the first one that I'd heard of him. And his voice is, oh my gosh, his voice is great. Have you heard him sing that one song that's like, oh, I can't say it, I don't know it. But it's like, is he Irish?
I think he is Irish.
Right? And he sings like this little like Irish,
Is it the work song?
it sounds kind of, no, I have no idea. It's like, dum 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 diddle dum 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 diddle. Like, I don't know.
We will look it up after
But
this.
it sounds really good. But yeah, honestly, that song is amazing.
His voice is great. I think that was
really
one
is.
of the, like you, that was the first song of his that you hear it and you're just like, firstly, what is it? He built in such a powerful way, and you sit there, you're like,
It's rough.
and then he goes, amen. And you're like, sorry? Sorry? Repeat
It really
again.
is.
Then he does it again.
It's very church.
It is very church.
It is,
and
but also
also
it's like very not church at the same time. It's like,
the content of the song is not church.
yes.
But yeah, it's a great song.
It just has
so.
that.
It just keeps you.
I need to listen to more of his music because I really don't.
too.
But I should.
Me too.
I think it's because a lot of the music I listen to is a very upbeat stuff. Because music significantly impacts just like the way I feel.
first, yeah.
And I don't want to feel sad, and I don't want to feel like. Like I listen to a lot of upbeat, a lot of like confident, like vibes, upbeat, happy, like even just like I feel like the lowest I'll go is just like peaceful vibe, but like I never really move into like the sad side because I'm just like I don't want to
feel that way.
I think the only time I listen to sad songs is like if someone's told me like, oh, listen to this song, and I'll listen to it and I'll be like, great song, but it's not going on my playlist because I'm like,
because I don't want to be sad.
I don't want to be sad. Or if it's like an album, like if I'm running through an album and there is one in there, then I'm like, okay, cool, because it's like it's already there. This is just how the album works. But they never go on my playlist. So
you don't have like a sad song playlist of some sort?
I do. It just doesn't come on very often.
Okay.
I think sometimes I'll put it on if I'm like. I go through phases of like what it takes for me to fall asleep, and sometimes it's silent, sometimes it's like my fan being on, and very very rarely it's like music, and I can't listen to upbeat music because then I'll be in my bed like
exactly.
So I have to put on sad music, and that's like the only time. Even though some sad songs are like the best songs,
they are.
I don't want to feel it.
Some ballads are super high as well, and they're just like. But again, you can't always do that. But yeah, I can't say like I have like a sad song playlist. I'm one of those people who I only recently started making playlists for the show. But I just like everything, and everything goes into my liked songs.
Right.
And then I just pick by genre on Spotify. That's what if I want to like a certain, I don't have like a specific, I do have a wedding playlist. Am I engaged? For mine. Am I engaged? No. When is the wedding? I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
But I know what we're going to play at that wedding.
Like at the reception?
No, at everything.
Oh, wow.
So I don't even know what section of what, but I hear a song, I'm like, yeah, that's my wedding.
That's going to be at the wedding.
Have I consulted my partner? I have not. But it's exactly.
It's up to you.
There is a playlist of things that I'm like, oh, I would like this at my wedding.
Yeah.
But that's about like as much as my playlist kind of goes.
So many playlists.
Do you?
So
What's
many.
Your favorite?
It's not good. I have a few. I've got one called the Happy Playlist.
Okay.
Which is just like, if I'm like, I'm in the mood to just like have a good time, I put on my Happy Playlist. Or I have the R&B playlist, which is just like all of my R&B stuff, which is like a good general, like just to be on. Or I have one that's called the Baddie Playlist.
Okay.
Which is like, you know, when you just want to walk down the street and feel really good about yourself, that is what the playlist is for. But there's so many.
What's your favorite song on the Baddie playlist?
Oh my gosh, it changes. Let me look. It changes all the time. I go through such because like, sometimes I go through phases of artists, and then sometimes I'm just like, these are the songs that I need in my life right now. Where is it? The Baddie playlist, right? Oh my gosh, I have one called the A playlist, which is like, you know, when you listen to a song, you're like, hey. That's literally all it is. It's just songs full of that. Oh, most recent one. Have you heard Walk Like This, the new Flow song?
No.
That is the most recent one on the Baddie playlist, and I think currently maybe my favorite on there. Although also I've just recently come back to an artist. I think it's pronounced Hira, just H33RA, and he has a new song called Cardiac, which is so good. It's similar to like Flow, where it's like sort of late 90s, early 2000s music, but coming back to now. Oh, I love that, like what's going on at the moment. That's back. It's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I remember for me, because like I told you, I'm from Namibia, and we have this kind of network that I grew up with where they used to play music. So like Channel O, obviously we had the MTVs, but like Channel O would play like really like, at the time it was current music, but they're like early 2000s. And I just see those music videos. People don't do music videos like they used
Not
to
like
anymore.
that with Kelly Rowland on her Excel spreadsheet texting her boyfriend.
Exactly. Like we wouldn't know.
Like we
know
don't
now.
know. Well, we didn't know then, clearly. But now we do. We know how to dive deep now. But they don't do them like that.
We're not doing
No one's
videos.
walking in slow motion.
No one is doing that.
No one's in the rain.
And no one is in the rain.
No one's in the rain.
No one is...
I think, who was the last person that was in the rain? It was
no one is in the rain.
It was Rihanna. In Umbrella. I'm like, when was the last time I saw a music video in the rain?
We want the Ray J One Wishes. That kind of...
Yes.
One wish. Like,
this is what I want.
That's what we want.
Why is no one in the rain?
Maybe it's expensive to make the rain.
That's a good point. And, you know, maybe you're right. But also, I've seen much more expensive looking music videos.
Yeah.
Bring the rain back. I'll bring it back.
Do you think maybe, just a business idea, just, you know, as we're tataring, you and I, a streaming service, but just for music videos? Because I think YouTube is there.
Do they not have it?
Do they?
It must be. Like Vivo?
But Vivo, you have to go to YouTube and you have to go to the YouTube ads.
The
I don't want to do YouTube ads. I'm gonna take away the ads, and then you're paying to just have like
They must
music
have it because,
videos.
like, you know, when you go to like dessert shops and they always have music videos playing on them. Like, they always have TV screens and they always have music videos playing on them.
Like the music channels.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's just TV.
The music, it is just
I think
TV.
that's what I'm talking about then.
Because then you can play your own whatever music video you want.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be such a good, yeah.
I'm patenting it right now. If it doesn't exist,
Hey, it's your business.
You heard it here first.
Exciting.
So yeah, okay, cool. The next word for you is Greece.
Oh, wait. What kind of Greece? As in the country?
The country.
What? Oh my gosh, what is the song called? What It Is, Dochi.
Okay.
Because I went to Athens. Oh my gosh, it's 2024. I went to Athens last year with my friends, with my first friend's holiday. And there was a specific playlist that we had while we were in Greece. And What It Is was on like every day. And so that immediately comes to mind when I think about Greece.
Would you recommend people go to Greece?
I would recommend people go to, well, it depends what you want. I had Athens on my like bucket list for ages. So I was like, oh, this is great. Turns out Athens had like an economic crisis.
Yeah.
And so it's not super like, it's not very clean. It's quite like run down. So there's like places to go, but what I would recommend, which people have now recommended to me, is like go and stay on one of the islands and then come into Athens if you want to see like the Acropolis or like any of the museums and things, because then you're like staying in a really nice, like pretty place, but you can still see like all the historical stuff. Because like we went to an island nearby, I don't remember what it was called. Gorgeous, really, really nice. And we were like, this is kind of what we were hoping the
looking
vibe
for.
would be. I'm still glad I went because I always said I wanted to go, but I think if I went back to Greece, which I think I would do an island instead of actual main Athens and just like travel into Athens. But yeah.
What other songs did you guys play in that trip that had you like these vibes?
So What It Is by Dochi was the main one. Also, I think, what is it called? Is it called Do Me Be? Do you know that song?
By Rema.
Yes. That was on the playlist. I'm like, it's still in my playlist right now. What else is
song.
on here?
Rema's just the one.
Oh, Summertime by Flo was on there
Okay.
because obviously holiday, that kind of feel. What else is on here? Oh gosh, so many songs. Yeah, Calm Down, also Rema. What else is on here? I think those are the main ones. I'm like, what? I don't remember these songs. Oh, Somebody's Son. Do you know Somebody's Son?
By
Brandy and Tiwa Savage.
I was about to say the two of us. Yeah, somebody.
Such a good song. That was on there constantly. I think those are the main ones. There's so many songs on this list. I was just like, I just love making playlists.
I
so I was
can
like,
tell.
we're going on holiday? Great. Woof.
It's summertime. And also, like all the songs you mentioned are very like summer, especially given where we are in the UK right now with the weather.
It's really bad.
Oh God.
It's really tragic. I was in America like 2 weeks ago. So different. It's like 24, well, it got up to like 28, 29. And I'm like, I can stay at like a good like 22. If it gets too hot, it's not for me, personally.
I can understand that. But I think for me, because I went home in December, I came back like mid-December, I went home, came back in December. And I came from like summer to like whatever the fuck happens in this country during December.
Nothing.
And it was depressing.
It's really sad.
It's not great. Like my mood, like it took me a very long time to get back to myself. And I don't even know if it's much, but I don't think I'm back. Still. It's just very like, it's disorientating. It is. You guys need to work on whatever the hell is going on.
Talk to the government.
I don't know who needs to talk to Mother Nature.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what prayer needs to be thrown up there.
It's really not the one.
Just need something, when man. Give us something.
It's weird though, because we landed back in England and I was like, it's raining. And I was like, I was like not against it. Because I was like, it kind of feels homely, the fact that it's raining. Because it had been just like sun the whole time we were out there. So like getting back and it raining was kind of like, oh, we're back home. And now I'm like, no, I'm cold.
Now it's enough now. Surely the spring should be springing.
Yeah, it is March.
It is.
Bring it on.
Like we are, it's lighter, but can we get warmer?
Yes, I need to be lighter. I need more.
More?
I need more. I need better, please.
Hurry up.
Yes, agreed.
The next word, the last word is sister.
Sister. Oh. Are we a family? It's immediately what I go to.
Oh,
We
the
are
family.
I got all
All my sisters
with
in
me.
it.
And
Okay.
that's where that went.
That's the song.
Who is that? We Are Family is... I want to say Sister Sledge, but that feels like that doesn't feel correct. I'm almost like, Google. Who
We
is
Are
that
Family.
by? We Are Family.
I almost said Jackson.
The way I can't spell family. Oh, it is Sister Sledge.
It is
The way I
It's
spell
Sister Sledge.
family, FMSKLY.
That's fine.
Do I know how to...
It's
That's
okay.
actually tragic. My fingers move too fast, clearly.
It's okay. Is there a song that reminds you of your own sister?
Oh my gosh. I don't think so, Oh god, this is where you're going to stump me, because I can't think of one. What did it... Oh, what is that song? Do you know that song? Wake up and get yourself to church.
What's
Do you know
that?
that song? Is that what it's called? Wake up and get yourself to... It's called Church by... Wait, oh, it's completely disappeared. Wake up and get yourself to church by... Okay, it's called Church by Sam Henshaw featuring Earth Gang.
Okay.
And it's that one.
Why?
Because... So, my family are from a place called Frinton-on-Sea, which is in Essex. And every year they have a Frinton mission, which is kind of like where kids go to like learn about faith and all of that stuff. And she was a
Youth Buster.
that kind of vibe.
Leader.
And they would play that song. I wasn't there, but she would then, because they were playing that song, play it like in the car, and that link is there. I think it's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I just pass on. I feel like I am the music one of the family that's like, not necessarily I'm the only one that does music, but I'm very like, I'm obsessed with music.
I think
and
given
so
that you do it as a job, or like you love it so much, you kind of need to.
So I'm like constantly sharing like music recommendations with my family, like playing music around them. They're like, what song is that? I'm like, that's like the biggest compliment for me is when I'm playing a playlist
like,
and someone's like, what song is this? And I'm like,
let me just show you.
And so I feel like I pass on my music taste over to especially my dad and my sister. I feel like my mum has her own... I feel like she's passed hers to me in a way, and I feel like she doesn't take as much from my music. But I'm like, I don't know what she's a podcast girl, so like I feel like she's on that side of things. I'm like, I can't recommend anything I don't know.
And what is a song, like, given that you spoke about your mother, I think you said she's does music as well?
Yeah, she sings. She used to be in a band when she was younger. She put out an album
nice.
10 years ago. But yeah, she's also a musician.
So what song that pops into your mind that makes you think of your mom, either like childhood memory or just because it's her song?
Oh, she's a big, like, she loves jazz, and like sort of the old songs like what is the song that I'm trying to think of? It's basically we went on it wasn't a cruise, but it was like a river cruise where it was like you went and you had dinner on a boat, and my dad surprised her in the morning and was like, we're going on this boat cruise. I've asked them if you can perform with the band for a song. And she like cried. She was like so upset. Like she always wanted to do like cruise singing. And I can't remember what song it was that she sang, but now At Last is coming to mind because she always used to sing that song. But it was all that sort of genre. It was like At Last, what was that? Like Girl from Ipanema, all that kind of stuff is very her. Yeah. Oh. So those are the kind of songs that I think of when I think of her.
Did you get any of your kind of particular music tastes from your mom?
I think so. I think I love all the jazz side of things, like those kinds of songs, Girl from Ipanema and At Last. And what is the one that I don't remember the one I'm trying to think of. But yeah, all that kind of thing I get from her. I think like early musical stuff was definitely her. She also got me into musical theatre because she was a singing teacher for a musical theatre school. And so I think all of that side of my music enjoyment comes from her as well. But yeah.
All right. I love jazz as well. I didn't get it from any of my parents.
Okay.
I just kind of picked it up by myself. So like that I used to, when I was in high school, for some reason, jazz used to really help me study. So what's that? I think it's a Billie Holiday song, or is it not? No, wait. There's one, Gigolo. I ain't got nobody. what's it called? Gigolo. I'm just a gigolo. Anyway, that and let's keep smiling. I just that shit just used to carry me studying. I don't even know why, but yeah, that's kind of where I got my love for jazz. Really,
it's so good. It's so like calming.
It's
also seeing jazz live. Jazz musicians are just like next level. There's like musicians, then there's jazz musicians. It's crazy. They're so impressive.
Yeah, I am still to go to like a proper. I've been to like jazz cafes in Cape Town, but I really want to go to the jazz cafe here, and that's one of my things that I need to tick off like this year.
Yeah,
I must remind myself. Okay, cool. So those are all the words. I'm not gonna get carried away and do more words because that's a trap for myself. So we're going to move into song of the week. So for me, my song of the week is La Diabla by Javi, and really and truly, I don't know what he's saying because I don't speak the language. I googled it and it's something to do with like a girl who comes into his life and basically just the she devil basically just like ignites it. The guitar playing is what has me, because I was just scrolling onto Spotify, which I do these days, and that was a song that just came on, and I don't know how many times again I've played it, but it's just the guitar, his voice. It's and the genre is called like Mexican. It will come back to me, but just fell in love with that, and now I'm trying to find more songs like that. Yeah. It's really great.
It's a really I was listening to it on the way here, and I was like, this is like almost the intro was kind of mad. Yeah. So I was like, this makes no sense.
What is it?
But also it was like I think more because I don't know also what he's saying. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it feels like a feel-good song. Obviously, it's not just about like the she devil, but I'm like,
yes,
kind of a vibe. Like,
the guitar just dun 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 dun. You're just like, right? Yes, it's
so good. I've been listening to so much like Spanish guitar recently because I've become obsessed with the Mr. and Mrs. Smith soundtrack.
Oh yeah, that
was so much like
that was a good
so much Spanish guitar. So I'm like walking down the street and I'm like, I feel like the main character because I'm listening to this Spanish guitar.
100%.
It's so good. Have you watched the new TV show, Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Yeah, we finished it.
I
was very worried in the beginning. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go.
Yeah.
I don't, because I think the two characters are very different from what we saw in the movie, right?
Yes.
I was like, okay, cool. What is this gonna look like? But like in my head, this is what spies need to look like. They need to like blend. They can't be like
100%.
Like two like when they
always walking around in
like,
suits.
Exactly.
Come on.
You need to be wearing like a turtleneck, like and an open shirt.
They look like just random people that were out on the street.
Exactly.
I was like, thank goodness.
And it made sense, and it was really good. Yes. And I hope they bring it back for season 2. So I loved it.
Because the ending,
because surely. But then I also have like, I'm sorry if you haven't watched the show. Spoilers, maybe. I don't know. But because I know how many bullets she had in her gun. And there was more shots than what she had.
So I'm like...
Did she... But also in my head, she could have shot her and then she
shot
like...
her again.
Or like she pressed her gun herself.
I know she was mad at her. So I'm like, maybe she just shot her 3 times. You know?
But I hope she didn't shoot her.
No, I mean the other one.
But she had like 1 bullet left. I know, because she says she's only got
did.
1.
Oh,
she said, I only have 1.
Maybe she took her gun.
Or like because they were consecutive though. So I'm like, this is what's happening in my head, right? She shoots her.
Yeah.
And then whilst she's perishing, presses the trigger as she's going down, and that's what we hear. That's what I'm telling myself. That's how it ends for me.
I need another season.
And then they will leave because the guy comes and the house is still a mess. Because surely, if the company was told that the mission was accomplished, they would come and clean it up. But they didn't.
Who knows?
I'd hope. But also, who's hey?
Anyway. Hey, I want to know.
Anyway.
I was thinking that it was the realtor.
I also thought it was the realtor because it was a bit sus. It was a bit sus.
It can't be.
It's not the realtor.
No.
And also, like, wasn't it creepy how the other couple felt like Hey was like a god? It was so weird. It got really weird at the end.
Oh, it's such a good show.
It got really weird at the end there. But yes.
I've been listening to a lot of Spanish guitar because of, not from that soundtrack, but you can tell in that soundtrack that they have a lot of inspiration from the original soundtrack.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, the original soundtrack is so good.
Yeah.
So good.
I also love that movie. It's one of those movies that I watched time and time again, countless times.
Honestly, it's so good. Anyway, you were talking about your song
of the week. No, that's not. What's your song of the week?
My song of the week, well, I almost changed my mind, but it is currently Say Cheese by Paul Russell, which is just such a feel good. Like I put it on, and I'm like, ah.
Yes.
Like I feel happy. It immediately went on the happy playlist because it's just like, yeah, it just makes me feel good. I nearly changed it to, do you know Annie Tracy? She's an incredible singer. I think she's American. And she has a new EP out, but she has a song on the EP called Music Taste, which is so good. And it's all about this guy who has a new girlfriend, and she's basically saying, everything that you think is good about him, I taught him. When we were in a relationship.
Me.
Yeah. She's like, he doesn't have good music taste. Those are my favorite songs. And it's like, it's such good writing.
That's one of the quotes that I keep kind of seeing when people talk about their music and their music taste. Is like, when you start dating someone, give them your music taste. Don't let them infiltrate you, because once you break up, now you hear the song, it's
dangerous.
Just them.
I'm too firm in my music taste. I think if no one can pass me on there, like maybe it'll be like, this is a good song, and I'll be like, cool. Then I can just remove it from my playlist if I need to.
Yeah,
but I'm steady.
I'm
good.
Some people like, don't do that, because like when you hear the song, it's just them you hear. So give them that impact. Don't let them come. Don't let it come to you.
That's dangerous.
Because imagine playing a song and then just like you really used to love it, and then it just brings back like really not great memories.
That's sad. I hope that doesn't happen to me. Fingers crossed. Ooh, no, that's rough.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I can't, because I would want, like, some people say like they don't associate music with people, it's just the song, but like you hear a song and for me I can literally see memories. Like if I hear a song, and if I said my father's Zimbabwean, so if I hear a Zimbabwean song or a song by Oliver Mtukudzi or whoever, for me I'm seeing family and so I'm attaching people just because of the sound. So I wouldn't be able to, like, if I shared a song with an ex, for example, divorce that from the actual like memory. So if you're able to do that, then good on you, because that is not my story.
God, I'm like, do I do that? I don't think I do. I can't think of any songs that I'm like, oh, this reminds me too much of this person. So I think I'm safe. Thank goodness.
I think you're safe.
I think I am.
You don't do what some of us do. It's not good. We
No,
do that.
I can't. I'm too emotional as it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to also be connecting my music, which is like takes up all of my life, to memories that aren't good. So blessed on that sense.
I think that's good for you, because I would never to do that. But at least I don't have an ex I can think about now that has a song attached, which is great. But also, I've been in a 9-year relationship, so that's probably why everything is just faded in the back. I don't remember, which is good as well. So whatever happens,
all in the past.
We're happy. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go into your soundtracks, which are in my little jar. You get to pick them at random.
Exciting.
And then we go from there.
Okay. First song. Oh, this is fun. I love a jar. Okay, what do we have? Okay, How to Save a Life by The Fray. So, this one was on the list because it was more just to show like my obsession with like music, because this was a song that I had on my iPod Nano when I was like 9 or 10. And I think it was a music video, because you could also have little music videos on there. And I think it was that one and Fix You by Coldplay. Were both they were the only 2 music videos on that iPod. Isn't that such a good song? But this was the one that came to mind, because I think it's maybe the only song I know by The Fray. But it's so good.
Isn't, You Found Me? Lying on the floor, you found me, me. That's a really good The Fray song. So you should maybe
fair. I should listen to that one. But yeah, it was like I had when I was younger, I had a pillow that you could plug your iPod into, and the pillow would play music
like as you slept.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I would fall asleep listening to music. I would like wake up listening to music coming from like I was obsessed with music. And I obviously still am obsessed with music. Like I listen to it all the time. I think I was looking at my Spotify wrap to the end of last year. And I was looking at the minutes, and I was like, they were like, you're in the top, I think I was in the top 4% or something of like Spotify listeners. And I was just like, woof. And then I saw people on Twitter dragging people who had over a certain number of minutes. I was like, they were like, do you not have a job? I was like,
I listen at my job.
I listen when I'm on a walk. I listen at the gym. I listen when I'm getting ready. I listen on the tube. I'm like, I'm just always listening to music. I'm like, even if I was at work, I'd be playing music.
100%. I do it at work.
Like it just,
it's
just what it is.
And people always come like, are you on a call? No, what do you want?
But honestly, no, and that's why that one was on there.
Oh, I
Just
love
to be
that.
like young obsession with music from day. Yeah.
But that song came out like 2012.
I don't remember.
How to
When did it come
Save
out?
Life.
Such a good song. Also, like I really want to know the backstory behind that song because I feel like
It's really sad.
right.
It's really sad.
Very sad.
It's a very,
song.
very, very sad song.
When did it come out? How to Save a Life? Oh no, don't be slow. Well, that'll load while it loads. Oh, 2005.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, even just seeing that one little image from the music video, I'm like,
Like,
whoa.
it's very, very sad.
It is.
Is there a
Oh, but it's
story?
such a good song.
Background. What is it?
My paper.
The lead singer, Isaac Slade, this is from Wikipedia. Slade claims the song is about all the people that tried to reach out to the boy. Where am I? Oh, yes. The song was composed and influenced by his experience while working as a mentor at a camp for troubled teenagers. One of the youngsters I was paired up with was a musician. He was protected, and he was just 17 and had all these problems, and no one could write a manual on how to save him. Slade claimed that the song is about all the people that tried to reach out to the boy but were unsuccessful. As Slade says in the interview, the boy's friends and the family approached him by saying, "Quit taking drugs and cutting yourself, or I won't talk to you again." But all he needed was some support. Oh, it really is sad.
Wow. My gosh, I was really just here falling asleep to that song. My goodness.
Yeah, the boy was losing friends and going through depression. He lost his best friend and couldn't deal with it. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, that's so sad. See, this is what I mean. I shouldn't. Well, I don't listen to this song often.
But it's a great song.
It is a great song for when you're in that place of like sad.
Yeah.
But this is what I mean. I just can't do it. I can't put that on myself. Walking about,
Like,
it's not good for me. I need say cheese. Papa Mercedes. Like I can't be doing the sad side because then I'm gonna be sad all the time.
Exactly.
I don't want to be sad all the time.
It's not because there's so much to be sad about. Anyway, next song.
Hey, honestly. Right, next song is Stay With Me, Sam Smith. Now, my dad introduced me to this song. Actually. No, my mom introduced me to the song. I always remember my dad introduced me to Ed Sheeran and my mom introduced me to Sam Smith. And this was the first song that I ever performed live by myself.
Oh.
Which is why I put it in there. Because I don't remember how old I was. I must have been like 13 or 14. It was a school concert. And I think this song must have been like, this was like when it was released. It was like right around that time. And I had my friends as like a choir behind me doing the like, and it was, I remember, no, I don't think it was this one, or maybe it was. My parents knew that I'd signed up to do a song in the school concert, and my dad was like so stressed because he was like, why is he gonna sing in front of the entire school? It was like, and then I did it. He was like, oh, that was actually really good. Like, well done. But I think they were stressed because like I wasn't the most extroverted kid, so for me to be like, yeah, I'm gonna sing in front of everyone was like, it's an interesting.
And if your friends want to protect you, though.
Choice. Exactly, and I think that's what it was. But yeah, I guess that was the start of my, because I'd performed once at a school concert before that, but with someone else. And so this was my first time doing a song by myself. So it was like a moment of like, and now I'm a performer. Here we are.
So what was the, because you were like quite introverted. How did you convince yourself to just like get on with it?
That's a great question. I wish I knew. I think music is just a different thing. And I think it is for a lot of artists. It's like singing on stage is one thing. Talking on stage is like a whole other battle. And so I think for a lot of artists, like going up on stage to sing is like the most natural thing in the world. And then when it comes to like talking to someone just in the street, you're like, I don't want to do this. And I think that's what it was like, I'm not good at just in general kind of approaching people. Well, I wasn't. Times have changed. But like back then I wasn't like good at approaching people or like just starting up conversations. I wouldn't like stand up for myself or anything. And so... But when it came to music, I was like, oh, I know this.
That is easy.
I know how to do this. Yeah. And so it was like, I can get up on stage and sing a song. Like it is what it is. So I don't know why it was
don't want to get philosophical, but it very much seems like if it's something that it's outside of your normal personality and you just don't even know where the strength to do it comes from, it just is. For me, it sounds a lot like a calling, because it doesn't take much energy from you to sit there and just sing a song.
Yeah.
And you feel very comfortable doing it, which should be like a tick that like you should be doing this and this is what you should be doing, because for you it just comes out naturally as talking on stage for other people. For you might not be happy to talk, but you will sing the ass down. So yeah,
fair. That makes sense.
it does.
Oh, cute. Well, let's see. Okay, next. What have we got? Forever Don't Last by Jazmine Sullivan.
Jazmine Sullivan.
I'm obsessed with Jazmine Sullivan. I think she is one of the best singers
On the planet.
Honestly, she's incredible. And that was kind of, I put that down as kind of a representation of, it took me a long time to realize R&B music existed.
Oh,
Like,
I'm so
because
sorry.
I know, me too.
I'm so sorry.
It's very, very sad. But yeah, because I grew up with like the old stuff, like jazz side of things and musical theater, and then like early teens was just like pop music. And then I think I was like 15 or 16, I started listening to like riffs and runs compilations on YouTube. And obviously that's like...
I just got goosebumps.
Honestly, the memories. But 95% of those singers are R&B singers, R&B soul singers. And so I would hear them sing and be like, oh, I need to hear more of this person. Obviously Jazmine Sullivan was on every single one of those compilations. So she was like one of my early introductions to R&B music, which is now also like one of my favorite genres of music, like R&B soul music. And she was on there. JoJo was on there. Like, obviously Tori Kelly was on there. Like all of these just incredible vocalists. And so yeah, she was early introductions to R&B, and now I am obsessed with it. And I'm so sad that I didn't know about it earlier.
When she said, "If I could,
there is not a bad song by this.
What?
She knows what she's on about, and it's so sad that she took that like long, but she came back with a vengeance.
She did.
Just pick up your feelings. Hey, pick up your feelings. She did. She's.
New phone.
You can't sing along to this song. My gosh, she really went for it. No, that honestly.
A riff? Jazmine Sullivan and a riff?
I mean, who is Jazmine Sullivan without a riff? I mean, she's probably still amazing, but that woman has songs on songs on songs on
and
songs.
her range is crazy.
Oh, her low notes are mad. That was 100% one of the ones that used to be on. I don't remember what song it was, but there was a certain riff that she would do on one of the songs where she would literally go like down, and it was like, whoa, this woman is incredible.
Her range is crazy. Jazmine is that girl. I think
she is. One
of the reasons why, as I was telling you before, I wanted to be on Glee was when Mercedes did Bust Your Windows. And I was like, that's me. I should be doing that. Because I was just like, Jesus. And the attitude, the song itself. So oh,
I feel like people are always like, oh, that's Jazmine Sullivan. And I'm like,
what do you mean,
oh? What do you mean, oh?
What do you mean, oh?
It makes no sense. But I feel like that's the one that most people know. And it's a great song. But like, Let It Burn.
Bro.
Need You Bad. Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Like,
she said, I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears.
That song
but
is
I'm
so
scared
good.
of Esses. And then she goes also very deep in that song as well. Like,
but honestly,
anyway, Jazmine is...
she's incredible. And so that was just like R&B introduction. Now I'm deep in there. I love my female R&B. I don't listen to a whole lot of male R&B. I think it's just like a lot of, not to stereotype male R&B, but there's just a lot of like, I don't know. It's very sex based. I think male R&B is.
Yeah.
I think female R&B has a lot more
soul
to it. I think there's some amazing like male R&B. Josh Levi is like, I mean, probably my favorite male R&B singer.
Recently, I discovered, Kamari, his song Four Walls. It's a really good song. Like it's not, and it's not the sexualized R&B. It's very like one of the lines is, "These four walls, they keep me company. They don't just up and leave these four walls." It's like, it's a really good song. I will play it for you later, but it's a really good like R&B song, and his album is really good as well. So yeah, that's a male R&B artist that I am listening.
I've been listening to Giveon, obviously. Listening to Destined Comrade, Dende, all those. I've got a specific male R&B playlist now that I'm like, I jump over there when I'm like, let's have a look, see what's going on. Yeah, but yeah, we love to see it. I Lived by One Republic.
Okay.
Now this song, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's literally
the
like
whole album, Native.
It's the whole vibe I want to have for life, because it's like, it's literally just talking about like, I want to get to the end of my life and be like, oh, I lived.
Yeah, I lived.
And I feel like that's what everybody wants. But I feel like even more specifically, like as an artist or as a creator with such huge dreams for yourself, you know that you want to get to the end and be like, God, I did that. Like, you don't want to get to the end of your life and be like, oh, I wish I'd carried on with this, or I wish I'd made it to this point. Like, so it kind of like inspires me. And it's one of those songs that, like, do you have those songs that you can't listen to too often?
Because it just brings back so many emotions.
Yeah, but more like, I'm like, it does so much to me that I'm like, it's not one of those songs I can let get old.
Okay.
Because I'm like, it's
you can't
so
overplay it.
Special. Yeah, that I'm like, I don't want to just listen to it all the time. I want to listen to it in the moments where I'm like, I need to feel like I want to, like, take on the world right now. And so that song comes out very sparingly, but when it does, I'm like jumping up and down. I'm like, it really inspires me to just be like, I need to take hold of everything that life has to offer me. Like I was saying to you earlier, like I want to say yes to everything, whether it's like career stuff, whether it's life stuff. Like, annoyingly, sometimes you can be limited in that by money and time and all this thing. But like, I just want to be able to do as much as I possibly can while I can do it. And that song definitely inspires me to do that.
It's a great song. It's one of those, like, Native as an album. The whole thing, I think, came out when I was in like, might have been like grade 11 or something. I played the entire thing, and I Lived was one of those songs that just like,
so good.
Oh, no, like it's almost like almost like praise and worship almost, like every rock and you're just there and you're like, oh,
you just want to like scream it at the top of your, like, imagine being in a crowd with a bunch of people that were singing that song and everyone's just like screaming at the top of their lungs. It's so good. Yeah.
Shout out to One Republic for that.
Honestly, that is a genius song. I need more songs like that are just like huge. Like,
it's a very big song.
It is. I have respect for that song, honestly. It's so good.
Jesus.
So good. Come Fly With Me by Michael Bublé. This reminds me of like holidays when I was a kid. I used to have a MP3 player and my little like soft earphones, and I would be like 6 or 7, like walking around like the pool with my little like floaty and listening to I was a child and I was listening to Michael Bublé singing
in the pool like an old man. I love
honestly,
that for you.
Fully like an old man. But I think I had like Come Fly With Me and what's the other one? Fly Me to the Moon. I think I had like 2 songs on that MP3 player and those were the 2 of them, and it was both Michael Bublé. And it was clearly like, I guess my earliest musical influence was Michael Bublé and like that old style of vocal. And I don't know how much it like has affected my music now or like my vocal now. I'd be interested to know if I feel like I have to like delve into my music and be like, is it
this influence
in there?
there?
Yeah. I think sometimes people will say that my vocal's quite smooth, so I'm like, maybe it comes a little bit from that. I don't listen to it as much anymore, but it was definitely like,
you know what?
Early days.
Now that you say it, the beginning of Wash My Hands, like that sounds very like churchy, but also like jazz-esque as well. So I can kind of, if you say Michael Bublé and they say we're looking for him, I can find him in the beginning. And also like, yeah.
Who knows? I feel like it happens with a lot of artists. Is like, you listen to so much music that it gets to a point where you're like, I'm not inspired by anyone specific. I'm just like a product of all the music I've ever loved and listened to, which I feel like I am. Like, I go through so many phases of this style of music and that style of music and this artist and that artist and this mood and that mood. And it's like, you kind of just take it all on, and you can't be like someone can ask you, oh, who's your biggest influence? And it's like, I couldn't tell you. Like, it's everyone I've ever listened to is my biggest influence. I think someone asked me it the other day, and I was like, I think my biggest influence is almost myself. Like, it's like, I just take on everything, so I'm sort of influenced by wanting to try everything when it comes to music. Like, I think it happens a lot with artists. You can get to a certain point in your career and all your music kind of sounds the same. And that's my biggest fear, is I'm like, I don't want my music to be like, sounds the same as the last one. Like, I want to have that constant like exploration. I feel like an artist that clearly has that is like Beyonce. Is constantly changing it up, like constantly trying new things. Like, she's doing country now. It's like, obviously she did country. She was like, Daddy Lessons was obviously earlier one that was like country influence, but now she's like really gone into the country side of things. It's like, I've seen so many videos of, oh, Beyonce singing every genre possible, and it's like, I want to be like that. Like, I want to try everything, because it's like, I think you can be so, as an artist, pushed into trying to put yourself in a box to make yourself what is the word that I'm trying to think of? To make yourself like commercial, consumable, like, yeah, you want to be something that people know what you are.
Packaged in a box. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but I don't want to do that. Like, I think so far you can see it in my music that I'm like, okay, well, we started out with the ballads and the slow songs, and then we moved into a bit more of an upbeat side of things. And then it was like, whatever shoulda, coulda, woulda was, which is like almost like a Latin influence a little bit with like a pop aggressive like side of things. And then it was Wash My Hands was kind of gospel soul kind of feel, and like the next one is a little bit more R&B, like almost a little bit rap kind of sound. And so it's like, I don't want to just keep everything in one place, because it's like, I want to have fun. Like, that was the whole reason that I started writing upbeat songs.
Be able to be creative.
All of my
as well.
stuff was like down tempo ballads, and then I remember being in bed one night and being like, I'm never gonna enjoy myself on stage. I was like, I need to start writing upbeat songs, and so now I feel like I write a lot of upbeat songs. I've kind of moved away from the ballad side of things, which I do want to get back to, and I have a few ballads like in the boot, as it were, that I'm like, oh, I need to put this one out. Like, I'm due another ballad, and I have one that I'm like, okay, I need to do this one, but I'm just trying to like line everything up correctly to be like, this is the next single, this is the next single, this is the next single. But yeah, I never want to stop
being creative,
playing with the sound and being like, let's try, like, maybe at some point I'll put out a more jazzy kind of song and be like, this is a cool thing. Because I think you can be told that you have to have a sound, like a certain sound. And I think, for me at least, I'm like, if I wrote it and my voice is on it, it is my sound. It's like, yeah. I think that,
You spoke of like mood, right? Like different songs in different mood. What mood were you in for Wash My Hands, for example? Like, what is the vibe there that you were in that allowed you to write that?
Wash My Hands, I think I started writing it not for myself, because I still do, but at the time I wanted to write a lot more for other people. And I came across this artist that I was like, oh my gosh, I love his music. Like, I'd love to write with him or write for him. His name was River. I think now it was River Riiver, and now he goes by River Atlee. And funnily enough, it was so weird. I met him at a SoFar.
Oh, really?
Because I had no idea who he was before, and I was like looking for artists on Spotify that I was like, oh, I'd like to write with these people, and I came across him, listened to his music, and then I wrote that song in maybe like 2021, and then it was like 4 or 5 months ago, I was at a SoFar, and he came up to me and he was like, hey, I'd love to perform at a SoFar. How do you go about it? And he was like telling me about himself. I was like, oh, my name is River. I was like, I was like, is it River, like, spelled like this? And he was like, yeah. I was like, I wrote a song because of you. And it was really strange. But yeah, I was writing a song because I heard his stuff and it was like really soulful. I was like, I don't really have any songs like that. I'd love to write a song that would work for him. So then I wrote Wash My Hands. And I don't think I realized that I could relate to it when I was writing it. And I think the same thing happened with like Shoulda, Coulda, Woulda. I was writing that for someone else as well. And then afterwards I was like, wait, actually I kind of feel the relation to this song. But yeah, Wash My Hands I think was very... Because it's all about finally trying to get over someone that you've been so like connected to for so long. And I think it was just, I must have been in a place of kind of, a lot of my songs come from a little bit of a place of like petty anger.
They should have could have petty as hell.
That one is, yeah, that one's real petty. But yeah, Wash My Hands was very like, kind of petty, kind of just like anger, moving on. Like it was, yeah, all of those things kind of put together. I think there's a lot of emotions in that song to go through. It's kind of like you're annoyed, but you're also happy because you're moving on, but you're also like still stuck in the past, but trying to move away from the past. And then it's kind of like the whole thing is kind of the decision to finally move
let
forward.
go.
Yeah, it's kind of a
and
big,
being okay with that.
It's a big letting go track. I think. It's like every time you sing it, it's like like you can kind of breathe out with it and be like, and because it's such a big song, it's kind of like even physically it's like you're letting out all of those emotions. Yeah, that's of my songs that are out, it's definitely my favorite one. And I think when people ask me like, oh, which of your songs should I listen to, I'm like,
that
should
one.
listen to Wash My Hands. And when people come back and they're like, oh, by the way, I've like listened to your music, I love and they say a song that's not Wash My Hands, I'm like, but what about Wash My Hands? Because I love Wash My Hands. But yeah, no, that's definitely my favorite one that I have out currently, and maybe is my favorite one in general, because my next song I really, really do love, but it's so different to Wash My Hands. So I'm like, they're like battling each other.
And why is that though? Just like, why out of all your songs you love Wash My Hands so much?
I think it feels the most me. I think it's got the most about it. I think when I look at like my first EP, it's not super commercial to listen to, which is fine. And I knew that it wasn't going to be like, they weren't going to go in the charts and they weren't going to like get loads of radio play or anything, because some of them were like 5 minutes long. But they were it was a snapshot of where I was at the time. But I listened back and I'm like, it's the old me. I love those songs. I wouldn't probably write like that now. So then we move into the newer stuff, which is like Move. I love Move. It does, to me, almost feel like a bit of a pop cop-out kind of song that I'm like, I don't feel as connected to it anymore. Because that came out in 2022. I'm so glad you know, because I'm like, I have no idea. Yeah, it came out in 2022. So it's been a couple years since that. I'm like, I feel like I've just grown sonically as an artist. I still feel like it works within my sound, because it does have a slight kind of R&B-esque sound to it, but it's like mostly very pop. Yeah, I like that song, but it's kind of like, it is what it is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I love, but I do get bored of sometimes, just because I think it's just the melody. I'm just like, I'm like, okay, great, moving on. But then Wash My Hands, it feels the most. I think it's because it feels the most similar to the kind of music I would listen to.
I see.
because it has that kind of soulful sound about it. It has a very big sound. It's also because it's the first song that I worked with my now producer on. I produced the majority of it, and then he added a couple elements to it and mixed it, and I was like, wow, this, you've made it sound like that big song I had in my head. So I think that's also a part of it. It's just like how it's been produced as well. But
okay, the whole journey, I guess. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's got a lot.
Right.
There's a lot going on with it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
a lot of difference as to why.
Also, I think it's always going to happen with like, it's the most recent song that I put out, so therefore it is my favorite song, and I'm hopefully that kind of carries on, because you always want the next one to be your favorite one, because it's like, why are you putting it out if you don't think it's better than the last one that you put out? Which is kind of my fear at the moment, is I'm like scared to put out certain songs, because I'm like, I love this song, but is it better than the last song that I put out? So I'm kind of battling with like that side of things. I'm like, do I put this one out because does it show growth, or is it just, am I just putting it out because it's a song that I have? So I'm not 100%.
It's a lot of, that should be a lot of pressure. So like, it's a song you've taken the time to make.
Yeah.
So it's just like a, no, even
I'm like, I don't just want to leave it in the dust and like carry on.
Because trust me, we want to hear it. We want to hear it.
We'll see. I think there's some that definitely will never see the light of day, because they're just they're not me anymore. There was a period of time, like just around the time I think that I wrote Move, where it was like I was writing so many songs, and like I like those songs, but they're not gonna come out. Like they're not for the public eye. But I think now more often than not, I'm like, oh, this is a song that's gonna come out at some point. But I feel like I've just got so many songs lined up that I'm like, I always am scared to write more, because I'm like, I can't have more that are going to come out as well, because then by the time they come out as well, it's been like 3 years. I'm like,
you're no longer the same person.
Yeah. So I'm just, there's a lot for that. But anyway.
No, we finished.
Oh, that's our paper.
No, we're done.
Oh, we are.
Wow. That was fast.
That was. I thought I saw another piece. Oh, no.
No. Is it all of them? Michael Bublé was the last one.
Oh, well, would you look at that?
Would you look at that?
I thought there was another piece of paper sitting in there. I was like, let's move on so I can finish up the pot.
Yeah. Where are my thoughts at right now? There's a lot going on in my head right now. But I'm stuck on Michael Bublé. Used to love jazz, as I said. And I think he was my first introduction to kind of like jazz, and then like they're saying like old songs like Cry Me a River, for example. I played that to the bone, that song.
Such a good song.
And people were always like, okay, cool, but you're 17, you're 16, why are you listening to Leave Me Alone?
Yeah.
Okay, mind your business. But yeah, that got me into jazz, which got me into all the other playlists that I said I used to listen to. But Michael Bublé will always like be the guy when it comes to like jazz. He's just,
Also the Christmas guy.
He's also the Christmas guy.
It's like him and Mariah Carey.
Just dust themselves off. In November, they de-ice themselves. Honestly. And then they just come back and sing Christmas. Yeah. I love that. Okay, cool. So, the last part is a few questions, music questions, and just answer, right?
Yes.
First question. What is your go-to shower song?
Oh my gosh, that's a good question. I used to not sing in the shower ever. I don't know why, and then now times have changed, and I sing in the shower all the time. But I think it just depends on what I'm listening to at that moment. What am I listening to now? What would be my shower song at the moment? Now all I'm thinking about is Cry Me a River. I can't think of anything else. Like, what's my... I love maybe a bit of musical theatre. You know what song I love is She Used to Be Mine? You know that from Waitress? Mm-hmm. That is the first one that comes to mind, because that is such a good song. I think it would be that. I also love I'm Here. The Colour Purple. Clearly it's musical theatre.
Music theatre.
It's the ones that I go to in the shower for some reason. Yeah.
Would you ever become like a...
I don't know. I don't know if I have a musical theatre voice. I'm like, because I used to do musical theatre in, like when I was younger and in secondary school, I did musical theatre. I love acting, and I'd love to get into that at some point in the future as well. I'm just kind of like, I can't do everything at the same time.
Exactly.
I'm like, I pick music, and then once that's at a certain point, I'll be like, let's branch out into this side of things. But I think I would if trained correctly to be able to do it, because I think it seems like a lot. It seems like a hard work, but it does seem like a lot of fun as well. So maybe at some point.
So let's like imagine that you are a music theater person. What is the production? What is the song? What is the character?
There's a few. I think the most recent one I saw was Dear Evan Hansen, and I love the music in that musical. I think the music in that is so good. So I think that would be a great role to play, just for the sake of the songs and how good the songs are. Also, Fiyero in Wicked.
Okay.
The duet that he does with Elphaba when they're in the forest is one of the most beautiful songs. What else? I was talking about this with my parents yesterday about there's so many good musicals. I think maybe those are the ones that come to mind. Also, like, Hairspray is an amazing musical.
We used to watch, because I only recently came to the UK, and before that I was at home, and we don't have like a big music theatre scene. So we played that Hairspray DVD to the bone.
It's so good.
Oh.
Those songs
Everything.
hit.
There is no song that's like that doesn't do well.
I think that was one of the albums that I used to have on my iPod that I would play in my pillow. Was that soundtrack?
I can just see Run Until That happening like in front of me.
It's so good. I was obsessed with Without Love.
Oh yes.
Because
I'll be yours forever, 'cause I never wanna be without love.
Oh
Yes,
it's so good. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I think that would be a great role to
right.
be in that as well. Yeah. Maybe one day. We'll see.
Listen, sky's the limit at this point. Cool. Next song. If you were to dedicate a song to your best friend, what would it be?
Oh, there's so many. So me and my best friend used to be in a duo together. Oh, you saw her. She was one of my backing vocalists at the gig. She was the taller one.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's got an incredible voice. And she's an artist in her own right. So I'm like.
What's her artist name?
She's called Bruna Silva.
Okay.
She's a big ballad type singer. What song would I dedicate to my best friend? Ooh. The first song we ever sang, because we had a YouTube channel, first song we ever did together was a mashup of Make Me by Noah Cyrus and Broken Hearted Girl by Beyonce. So I'm like, something in there. She also always sings Fall in Line, the Demi Lovato Christina Aguilera duet. So that's a good one as well. But I'm like, what song would I dedicate to her? That's a good question. I'm like, what represents our friendship? I'm like, I don't even know. What song represents us? That's a hard question. I'm like trying to rack my brain and I actually have no idea. I don't know. I feel like all the songs that remind me of her are like songs that we have sung together. Do you know Mad Love by JoJo? So good. It's not like old JoJo, but it's not new JoJo.
Okay.
It's like somewhere in the middle. But it is an absolute banger. And it was the last song that we ever sung together at school. And we did it at a school concert. So maybe that one.
Okay. I love by JoJo. Then the next question is, if you were on a desert island, you could only play three albums.
Okay, 3 albums.
No, not 3 songs.
Oh no, wait.
Only 3 albums.
Okay. Oh, that's hard. Okay, what albums am I obsessed with? Oh, Ray. My 21st Century Blues.
On what song on Ray would you play the most?
I love all of those songs. Flip a Switch is a baddie song. That's on the playlist for sure. Oscar Winning Tears is an incredible song. So that would probably get played the most. I'm just thinking like, that song has so much variety. So I'm like, that would do me well. 5 Star Hotels is such an underrated song. The one that she does with...
It is.
Who was it with? I want to say it's with Mahalia, but that feels wrong. I think it's someone else beginning with an M, and it's not Mahalia.
Yeah, it is Mahalia.
Is it? Why did I not match that up? Mahalia has collabed with some really great people.
Mahalia, and also Mahalia herself.
Right? Honestly.
Mahalia herself.
So yeah, I would choose My 21st Century Blues, I would choose... What other albums do I love? I love James Arthur is one of my favourite artists. So I would probably pick... Which of his albums would I go for? Back from the Edge, I think, is the title of the album. So many good songs in that album.
And what song would you...
Oh my gosh, I have to look at the track list. I'm like, there's so many good... He's, honestly, him as a songwriter, that man can write for his life. Oh, this whole album is amazing. I'm just like looking through all the songs, I'm like, whoa. Oh, what song would I absolutely rinse from this album? Phoenix? Sober? Oh gosh. Maybe Sober. Sober's a very good song on that album, but all of the songs, oh my gosh. Prisoner is a great song. Because I will just list all of the songs from that album. So, that one as well, because I'm now realizing how amazing the album is. And then who else? Oh, there's so many options. Oh, maybe I go for her. I love her. Maybe hers, what's the first album she did? Because she did the first album in two parts. Mm-hmm. So the one that is both of the parts together. What was that album called?
Wait, hold on.
I feel like it was just called Her.
It was called Her.
Right? It was a self-titled album.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
so I think I would go with that one. And the song that I would rinse would be... Oh, what's it called? 2 is such a good song. People need to listen to that song. So I think, yeah, those 3 albums. I think that's a good mix.
That is a very good mix.
I like that mix of albums. I think I would go for those 3.
And the last question, it's probably a hard question. If you could hear a song again for the first time, what song would it be?
I feel like I saw this on... I think I saw someone ask this on TikTok or something the other day and I had to think about it. And I think it might have been a Jazmine Sullivan one. Because I think that's just so impressive. So maybe it would be... Oh, that's hard. No, wait, actually maybe Pick Up Your Feelings, because that song slaps so hard. I was going to say Need You Bad, but I think Pick Up Your Feelings hit me in the face when I heard that for the first time. But also, me saying more than one song, the only song I've ever cried to was Best Part of Me, the Yebba and Ed Sheeran song.
Oh, Yebba.
And so maybe... Yebba. We haven't even spoken about Yebba.
Hey, listen, what I remember watching her so far of my
yes.
mind.
That goes crazy. I didn't realize that My Mind, the version that is released on Spotify, is the so far live recording. Because she's just that good that she can just release the live version as the actual song.
About runs.
Hey! There is nothing that woman can't do with her voice.
Yes,
She's actually mad. And I could listen to her sing for life. Do you ever, like, I've talked to a friend about this. You sometimes have a certain way that you want to sing a song, so you have to listen to another artist sing
that song
and get yourself in their mental space so that you can sing like them for that song. Mm-hmm. And I've had to do that with a few songs where I'm like, I need to sing like this person for this song. And I think Yebba is someone that, to be fair, everyone should be channeling her all the time because she's so on point with everything that she does. But yeah, my mind goes crazy vocally. But yeah, Best Part of Me is such a beautiful song. Such a beautiful song. And yeah, I don't know why I cried to that song. But it was so good. I was listening to it for that. But yeah, I think Pick Up Your Feelings for the slap in the face is the one that I would listen to for the first time again.
It's appealing to your pettiness. It's appealing to
that as well. Yeah. Oh God, I need to listen to that song more. I feel like I haven't listened to it in ages. Put that on the way home. Such a good song.
Yeah, I think we've done lots of... Gone up and down here.
Gone all over the place.
Wow. Alright, cool. The last... I keep saying this, but the last question is... Last. What is a song that you would want your loved ones to play when you are no longer here to celebrate your life?
That's deep.
And it's not sad.
Yeah. It's not. It doesn't. It's not a sad one.
It's celebratory. What's the song that you think celebrates your life?
Oh, I Lived. That's the perfect choice. I would love that one to be played. Because it's like wraps up everything I would want people to think about of my life. It's like, I did that.
And
this is what you want to be at. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I'm like,
yeah.
That's a good one.
That is the one.
That needs to be done.
And they'll also play your cover of it.
Oh! Oh my gosh. God, that really is such a good song.
And so that's the last question. That was the last question. I'm not asking any more questions. I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time to come and sit with me and talk about music and talk about your music and the music you love that inspired you. Yeah, I appreciate your time. Where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at Jackson Rouse, Rouse. And then from Instagram, I've got a link tree in my Instagram that's just like links everything else on there. Spotify, TikTok. I don't really use anything else. I'm like, people tell you to be on Twitter, but that's not.
I feel like if you're doing it by yourself, you can only do one thing at a time.
Exactly.
Like I can only do Instagram.
So maybe focus on Instagram. I'm also on TikTok, but like, TikTok is for. I feel like TikTok is not for the people that already follow you. TikTok is to get
people to find you.
So just go to the Instagram.
And I will link all the songs that we spoke about will be in a playlist called Jackson Soundtracks. And there will be all the songs we talked about today, including his own, but also in the Spotify bio thingy. I'll put in the links to his songs specifically, so you can just go and click on that. But yeah, that's the end of this episode, guys. Please subscribe, like, all those things there, feedback, just for me to know that you're there and you're listening, and I am actually creating a community. I'm not just here talking to people every day, which is also fine, which is why I love to do this. But also, if you would like to share your own soundtracks, please click the link below and go and reflect on the songs that have impacted your life, that you love, that has left a mark on your existence. And yeah, thank you so much. Bye.